Malaysia's definition of forest cover is not based on what's actually on the ground. It's not based on the physical landscape. It's based on legal classifications of land. So we're going to Lakom Forest Reserve, which is a forest reserve near Bentong. Since 2016, roughly 4,000 hectares or more have been deforested. And this deforestation is under something that the government claims is a forest plantation program. But actually what they're doing is deforesting an intact forest reserve and replacing it with monoculture, which is in this case most likely rubber or acacia. The forest plantation program does not involve forests, it just involves plantations. It should be called a plantation program. Ordinary Malaysians, they may feel disconnected from the forest. A lot of my friends actually, they tell me that they cannot actually tell the difference between a palm oil plantation and a natural forest. This gap could be filled if you actually showed people areas of deforestation. This is what a Malaysian forest reserve evidently looks like. You know, there's a huge misconception in Malaysia that there's a lot of illegal logging going on, and that's responsible for a lot of our deforestation. But one thing the Malaysian public doesn't seem to understand is that the majority of the deforestation here is legal. And this is exactly what you're seeing here. This is completely above board, you know, has all the approvals. In many cases, deforestation within forest plantation zones is an easier way to get a logging license and to cut down as many trees as possible.
In the forest reserve, we divide into two categories, yeah, production and protection. 1.57 million hectares forest reserve in Pahang. 60% are for production, which is too sustainable. We can log it sustainably, and then protection forest. So 50% of those forest reserve are protected, which logging or activities detrimental to the environment cannot be done. Only the production forest only can be logged sustainably.
Because we are not cutting all the timbers. We're cutting only 12 to 15 trees per hectare. We're not cutting all the trees. So the trees is still there.
You know, forest reserves in Malaysia are supposed to be sustainably managed, you know, through a sustainable forest management sort of framework. So in that sense, they would only cut, you know, a proportion of the trees in the total area. But what they've done here is they've cut 100% of the trees in the area. They've clear felled it. So, yeah. It's worth noting that actually this deforestation behind me and the timber that came out of this area is certified as sustainable by the MTCS. So internationally, timber from this kind of deforestation could be, you know, exported and sold as sustainable timber. I think it's worth noting that this is just a small area. Overall, my data is showing that nearly 1.8 million hectares of forests are remaining to be cleared for timber plantations in Malaysia. So this is, you know, this is just a snapshot of the bigger picture. This is a huge issue.